Hey guys, this is Edwin from the Recording Connection. We're going to be looking into the roles of a compressor and a limiter. A compressor, think of it as compressing different things, right? Unique things. You know, a snare. You want to compress a kick. You don't really want to limit these things, right? You want to use limiters for the big mixes, right? When you have everything mixed, that limiter will give you that punch. It will give you that grittiness to your mix. Let me show you what I mean. So here I brought up a stock compressor limiter, right? And the cool thing to show you guys is that there's both compressor and a limiter here. What that means is at certain points it becomes a limiter. So compressor, think of it, you know, when you're going on a 3-to-1 ratio, 4-to-1 ratio. For every 4 dBs that you're going over the threshold, you're gonna get 1 dB out, right? Limiter starts taking effect when you're 20-to-1, right? For every 20 dBs that it goes above a threshold, that's when you get 1 dB out. Now, as you know, that's much more volume coming in and less volume coming out, right? As a compressor, I should say. So let me show you what I mean. Now, what I hear here are huge drums, right? We got big drums. You had the acoustic guitar up. So what I just want those drums to hit a little bit more, and while preserving the guitars, because a compressor, just by listening to it, a compressor, if I overcompress, we're gonna take off the guitars. We're gonna duck them down, right? And I know you guys know how that sounds. Now let me show you what I mean. Right? That's too much, right? So what happens there is I hear a lot of overcompression. I hear a lot of things being ducked also. Now what I would do here, I would bring it up. Let's bring it up and let's see what a limiter will do. Make sure the knee's right. Make sure we have a quick release as well, because we're going over the whole mix, right? Quicker attack. Perfect. Very, very subtle, but you can hear what the keys, right? Before. Keep in mind your gain reduction, guys. And where you guys could see the difference, the effect that the limiters doing as well is right here in the levels. Before. And guys, the great thing is that this is at the Recording Connection. This is what your mentors are going over with you. If this is something that you want to go more in depth, I should say, ask them how does this work? But make sure that you have material to show, material that you're familiar with, such as this. This I'm very, very familiar with. I know how it's going to sound. I know how I want it to sound, and I know where I want it to go, right? This is also going to help having louder mixes as well, you know, putting these limiters on. Make sure that you always put limiter after compressors. The only reason I would use a limiter before is if you want a certain texture from a certain sound, a certain vocal effect. But overall, you're going to use compressors more than limiters. Limiters are going to be towards the end of your mixes, right? So let me show you guys again. That way you guys could really, really hone in on this concept. Bypass off. Actually feel the snares as well. Great, guys. So once again, to recap, ask your mentor about this. Go in depth with him. But also, when you're limiting and you're compressing, you're compressing individual modules. When you're limiting, you're usually limiting the whole mix, and what you're listening for are your low ends, your kicks, your basses, and your snares, which is not your low end, which is your mid frequencies as well. So those are the roles between the compressors and limiters.